Jalen Hurts is already back in the lab, man.
Yeah.
Already back in the lab. I think he was working out at his high school in Houston, working out with his brother. I think his brother is a coach with their father on their high school football team. The coaching runs in the family, right? The football love runs in the family for sure. And Jalen Hurts' commitment to greatness, his commitment to getting back to the lab, and his commitment to just getting things, nice and right for the upcoming season is bar none. I mean, when you think about where he's come from, his rookie season up until now, all you can do is show love to Jalen Hurts and respect the game and what he's brought to the table. When you guys saw that video, saw how he was moving, saw how he was flinging the rock, what were your guys' thoughts?
I liked it. I mean, we already know Jalen gonna be in the lab. You know what I'm saying? Like, this what he do. This football is a lot of these guys' life. Like, he just out there getting loose, working. I love the mindset that most of this team has. I'm sure we're gonna talk about Vic Fangio a little bit, but Jalen during the Super Bowl, few minutes left on the clock, and he's talking about we running this year up. Like, we get more. We running this year up. Like these what?
We ain't gonna let you keep getting away with calling them Vanjie. Whatever you say, Vic, whatever you
know
say, because y'all be
you is
on me.
not
That's why I'm saying that, because y'all be on me. I don't know what you talk. Vic,
I be saying,
say it again.
Different every
You
time.
already call the Vic fan.
Fagnolio, Fangio.
Hey, how you say it? Van?
It's
Fan?
Fangio. Yeah.
I swear I was saying that, and then they was like, I was too hard on my F's, soften up my F's.
So you trying to me?
So I try to say it fast so you can't really hear it.
Oh, no, I heard it.
No, I heard it the first time, but I was like, I'm gonna let it slide though, because
I be trying to say it fast, like slick with it. You know what I'm saying?
Someone you say Vic, and if LB you say Spags, and we cool.
I'm gonna just call him Vic. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I ain't gotta call him nothing else no more. He's a pack. I ain't gotta talk about Buddy no more.
Oh yeah,
we ain't gotta talk about him no more.
Yeah,
it's old news, right?
I didn't cut you off.
No, it's funny because when we first got him, I was saying they said I was too hard on my F's, so I tried to soften it up. So then I try to like fudge it, so it.
You trying like
I'm calling Vic. Anyways, yes, Jalen Hurts is back working. What else we expect? You know what I'm saying? It's Jalen Hurts. And for the folks saying he need to take some time off, no, he don't. You know what I'm saying? He had the fitted cap on and a chain. Just some light work he was getting in.
It's like, bro, when I first saw it, my immediate thing was to look at the landscape. Look at what the haters doing. That was my immediate thing. I don't know why. I couldn't even bask in the glory of it yet. I'm just now in the glory of him working hard. But where's the videos of these guys who ain't win the Super Bowl? Where they work at? I see a lot of them working their mouths. Pause. Mm-hmm. I see a lot of them just talking. You know what I'm saying? I ain't see that talking about all of our court now. Where you workout video at? You probably on vacation. I ain't seen no Josh Allen workout video, because after you lose, your first instinct is to go retreat. Oh, I need to take a break from the sport. Getting my ass bust was so mentally draining. You know what I'm saying? That was my first thought. Then I started to think about who's in his ear. Well, he said he had a conversation with Michael Jordan before the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure that dude practiced after championships all the time. Tom Brady talks highly of him. Peyton Manning talks highly of him. Drew Brees, he's taking after the guys that talk highly of him. Do you think Chase Daniel was practicing after the season in February? Do you think Fitzpatrick? No. What's the other dude? Orlovsky? No. He's committed to the game. You know what I mean? The ones who always work the hardest will always outshine the quote-unquote more talented ones. That's with anything in life, bro. He's putting the work first. He's putting in the work. That's what bro, I thought he was a lunatic. I thought it was insane. I thought it was something wrong with him. He's an evil genius. It's the only way to put it. He's an evil genius.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. It's one of those things where you look at a guy like him and you think about how he came into the league and how he was discussed and how they were trying to convince him that or asking questions in regards to him trying to change his position. And they do it to a lot of the dual threat, a lot of the running quarterbacks in particular. They did it to a lot of the black quarterbacks. They asked them if they would consider changing their position. They asked Lamar Jackson that a while back, right? So when you see a guy who understands that he's been the most doubted, you see a guy who maybe wasn't the most polished coming in. I think that's no secret. Hard work ultimately is all you have. And all he's done every single season is elevate his play and just revamp his style as to what's needed for the offense. Right in 2024, he said, "Okay, y'all need me to, delegate a little bit more. Y'all need me to call these checks. Y'all need me to put the ball in Saquon's hands a little bit more. Y'all need me to make the passes when y'all need me to make the passes. Okay, we'll do that." In 2023, he needed to be a gunslinger. He needed to carry that team because the defense wasn't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? He had several double-digit comebacks throughout the 2023 campaign. Started the season 10-1. Now things kind of went off the rails, but regardless, though, he was asked to do a different job in 2023. And in 2022, we saw we saw the big reveal, right, of Jalen Hurts' skill set on full display, right? So Jalen Hurts, again, he's always been this guy. This is nothing new. I think it's ultimately just exciting to see a guy that just won the Super Bowl, right? A guy you've seen on Jimmy Fallon, a guy you've seen on The View, a guy you've seen on Good Morning America, a guy that's doing his rounds, man. And now it's back to work, business as usual. Because I think AJ Brown said this. He was on $1 million worth of game with Gillian Wallow. Shout out to them. Love what they do.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying the reality is we behind. We
Right.
behind. So we can't afford to, take no breaks, right? AJ Brown was talking about how, he's considering adding ballet to the off-season workouts because he want to make sure his footwork stay tight. He want to just keep up in the ante, keep challenging himself, keep trying to add more tools in the toolbox. He said, he obviously boxes. We all know that. He swims. He does a lot of different things. But his mindset is we're the hunted now. I'm sure Jalen Hurts believes the same thing. We're the hunted now. And we can't afford to get comfortable. The moment you get comfortable is when you get got.
Yeah, because
What are you talking about? We about to go eat.
winning the Super Bowl is cool, but they chasing greatness now. Because if you repeat, who's done that? Tom? Who else has done that? If it ain't Pat and Tom, the last people that repeated was probably the Cowboys in the 90s. But did Pittsburgh repeat?
No.
You know what I mean? You chasing greatness now.
During the Terry Bradshaw era, I don't know. That's a good question.
No, I'm saying if it ain't Pat or Tom, the last people to do it was the Cowboys in the 90s, I believe.
Okay, got you.
Because Brett went to back-to-back Jones. He ain't win. You know what I mean? And you chasing greatness now. Like the mission just got bigger. Now it's mission go get another one back to back. That's the mission. That's the mission right now. And bro, when your quarterback, and I think it's a recipe to repeat, man. When your quarterback is as committed and works as hard as Jalen Hurts, and then they even saying Jalen Hunt is saying that Fangio called the team in after they won the Super Bowl and told them that giving up 22 points was unacceptable.
That was crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Basically
he said they said that after he said they had that meeting right when they was having they pre-parade meeting.
They had a brief about the parade. Then hey, come here, man. Let me holler at y'all, bro.
Yeah, he's the defense. Stay back for a second. I need to talk to y'all.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. What was that? 22? They trash. Vic ain't want them to get a blade of grass.
And garbage time with the backups.
With the backups, Vic ain't want them to get a blade of grass. He talking to people who ain't even gonna be here in the offseason. Maddox probably won't be here. They still get everybody getting their ass chewed out. I ain't want them to get a blade of grass, bro. And that's how you repeat. You gotta have coaches that's the same. Andy Reid, Belichick, Fangio, Sirianni. You got to have a quarterback that's the same in big moments. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. These guys are the same guy in these big moments. And you got to have a supporting cast that's going to rally behind those two things, coaching and your quarterback. That's the recipe, man. I'd be surprised if we don't repeat, if we stay healthy, barring injury.
Yeah, that's a good point. Go, Symone.
That got me so excited. Like Vic Fangio got me excited because I'm like, this defense really can be so much better next season. Like the mindset that they have right now is intense. Like, I'm like, you got Vic Fangio saying that's not enough. I'm not satisfied. After the parade prep, this meeting is supposed to be about who bringing what bottles. Make sure y'all got that y'all Advil. Make sure you got
drink plenty of water.
Drink your water. That's what this trip was supposed to be about. How many tickets you got to bring on this float? And Vic is like, nah, hold up. A week after the Super Bowl, darn near a week. And he like, you know what? This is when I'm gonna have everybody in one spot. Come on, let's talk about it. That's wild, bro. And then this team, like our rookies all they know is Vic Fangio. Them young bulls, all they know is this mindset of work, get better. Like J-Leagues, Try, Coop, Quinyon. All they know is this rigorous of Vic Fangio. You know what I'm saying?
He's the greatest defensive coordinator in Eagles history. I'm sorry, the Buddy Ryan days, all of that, man. I'm old, man. That's old, man. That's old.
You already saying that?
If I had to, you know, it's funny you say that because if I had to give somebody they flowers for really kind of setting the tone, especially in this new Jeffrey Lurie era of the Philadelphia Eagles, the Midnight Green era, basically, like, you know, I got to give love to the legend. Rest in peace to Jim Johnson. I mean, the culture he set in terms of defense and just intensity and just getting after the quarterback, whatever it may be. Like, I mean, you know, he coached guys like Brian Dawkins, Jeremiah Trotter, Trent Cole, right? So, Vic Fangio, I believe he's the greatest, especially as far as accomplishments go. But you know, Jim Johnson, like he's right there, man. I mean, he's legendary.
I don't got him there. I got Fangio. I'm gonna tell you why I got Fangio.
Mm-hmm.
The guys you named, they're all great players, probably Eagles Hall of Fame. Fangio did this with the sixth youngest defensive unit in NFL history. Cooper Dejean was not even supposed to. Fangio made critical decisions in the season. Cooper Dejean was supposed to play safety.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Quinyon Mitchell was supposed to play slot. You know what I mean? These are two chess. These are two. Zach
outside linebackers.
Handpicked him. Was supposed to. You know what I mean? Got rid of Devin White. A lot of people would have looked at what Devin White did in that All-Pro season and kept him around. Vic Fangio said, no, I think that these are the personnel changes that's going to make us Super Bowl champions and the best defense in the league. Benching Maddox. You know what I mean? It was
benching Huff as well. I mean, you paid him. To your point, LB, right? You have to have so much juice. You got to have so much respect and aura for you to go to Howard and say, listen, I know you paid this man $34 million. But he's not it right now. He's not it.
And mind you, nobody in the world knew who Jalen Hurts was, bro. Nobody knew who that kid was. Nobody knew what school he came from. If Vic Fangio make all these decisions and it blow up, and nobody's talking about him as a legend. You know what I mean? I love Jim Johnson, Buddy Ryan, all them guys. None of them guys ever won a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Jim Johnson went up against Brady in the. Did he go up against Brady in the bowl the first time?
Yeah,
he went up against Brady in the bowl. They couldn't get the job done, bro. They couldn't get the job done. That Vic Fangio defense. And listen, these guys are going to be in a second year. But the team only going to be 23 next year. At the end of next year, he's going to be 23. You know what I'm saying? I think it's levels. I think it's levels.
See, I'm not going and saying Vic Fangio is the greatest of all time, Eagles-wise yet. But Vic Fangio,
he put together the greatest season. The greatest season we've ever seen.
The thing about Vic Fangio is
defense to one.
Vic Fangio, like you said, he peeps stuff early and he doesn't wait. Like once he has an intuition about something, he acts on it. You know what I'm saying? He's seen so much. Like we said with Devin White, he knew early, no, it's going to be Dean and it's going to be Zach Bond. Like he knew early. You know what I'm saying? In the draft with Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? Taking Jalen Hurts in the third round. He knew early. Like Zach Bond, he knew early. Like his intuition about stuff, like his intuition seems like it's goated, bruh. And like you said, he's willing to take those risks that other people might not. Like Devin White with all that money, nah, he ain't him. We not rolling with it. Bryce Huff, all that money, he not him right now. We not rolling with it. Coming in, shaking stuff up with Maddox. He makes the moves. That's what I really respect about Vic Fangio. He's willing to make the moves.
I haven't experienced it from no other head coach. I ain't experienced Jim Johnson making no moves. Asante Samuel was we traded for him. He was already on. He was already somebody. The freak, Javon Curse. Did we trade for him? Did we draft him? Trent Cole and all of them guys. You know what I mean? I don't think Jim Johnson handcrafted and hand selected that defense the way that I just saw Vic Fangio do. Vic Fangio should have been whatever of the year. You know what I mean? The 32nd ranked defense to one, and then you do what you did to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. It's like 34-0, bro. He couldn't even get past the 50-yard line.
You're making good points. You're making good points.
Get past the
I can't lie.
50-yard line. I ain't never seen Jim Johnson do that. I seen Jim Johnson go to 5 straight NFC Championship games and he couldn't get over the hump. Then when he got over the hump, he lost. Vic Fangio just came out of no. Vic Fangio could have took he could have took a head coach job probably this year. But what he just did with that defense. I don't know, man. I gotta give it to Fangio. And it's not recency bias. Even if it is recency bias, he won the bowl, they did. That's just my thing.
I get it. I get it. You know, I get it for sure. And it's hard for me to put. It's hard for me to put. Go ahead, B.
This is the thing with me, y'all. I'm ready to let all the way go of the pass. That McNabb era, he ain't won no Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts, the greatest Eagles quarterback of all time.
Yeah, I will say that. Yeah,
it is what it is.
I'll give him that for sure. I'll give him that.
He been the 2. Nobody else been the 2. Saquon Barkley, the greatest Eagles running back of all time. It just is what it is. Off of one season, you could say some of these things. That's how great this season. AJ Brown, the best Eagles wide receiver of all time. What other one we got with three All-Pros straight like that?
I'm willing to give that for sure. There's no duo. We haven't had a duo like AJ Brown and Smitty, in my opinion, ever. As far as just the upside, the talent. Just you
just got to call a spade a spade. The only one who position is secure is Kelsey, Lane. I'm talking about the Eagles' history. Brian Dawkins.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
You mean secure right now?
So yeah, secure. Shady ain't secure. You just see what Saquon did. You know what I mean? It's a turnover. The torch has legitimately just been passed. And
where does longevity come in for you though? Does that matter in any way? Because I understand what you're saying as far as these amazing seasons and again, this is me just trying to play devil's advocate a little bit. I understand what you're saying as far as Saquon having a season we never seen before, Fangio having a season we never seen before, right? Jalen Hurts, two Super Bowl appearances, multi-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro, Burt Bell Award winner. He's decorated, right? Made 2 Super Bowls, 1 Super Bowl win, knocked out the GOAT. There's a lot of things, right, that lends to your argument, but I want to know where longevity fits in.
It don't fit in. It don't take you far. It don't fit in that much. Nick Foles was the backup. He got the statue in front of the stadium. Where McNabb statue at? He ain't do nothing to get no statue. I'm just keeping it a bean. The winners, nobody's gonna remember Phillip Rivers after 3 more years. Phillip Rivers got in our memory bank. He's done. He never won nothing. He got 3 more years left in our memory bank. Everybody always gonna remember Eli Manning. So you gotta have positive. Losers care about longevity. That's what the Cowboys talk about. They're talking about the longevity of Dak, the longevity of Tony Romo. Losers care about longevity. Winners, our names are going to be etched in history forever.
Let me say this. I'm going to say this. I'm not ready to say Vic Fangio. I'm not ready to say he's the best all time. Now, he's top 2, but I'm just not ready to say.
Who's the one?
Jim.
But see, this the thing.
Hold on. I'm gonna just say this, okay? I'm gonna say this. I heard all the arguments, and I brought them on the table. Not yet. Okay, amazing, phenomenal, goated season. Again, and he's up there top 2. I'm just not ready. I'm gonna see another season because
we ain't slaves no more, Mom. We got 2 of them things. We ain't slaves no more. That's all I'm gonna say. Listen, we cared about Jim and McNabb and them because we ain't have nothing.
Nobody is saying nothing about. I'm not saying that about McNabb. I'm just saying I'm just talking about Jim Johnson's defenses, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm not saying. Total team, this was the total best Eagles team, in my opinion.
All time, of course.
Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback all time, in my opinion. I'm just not ready. Just not ready yet. We're gonna see.
Right. And that's the emotional trauma of not.
It's not the emotional trauma, though, LB. It's not the trauma. I'm telling you. I'm just not ready.
So was you done with McNabb after Nick Foles won it?
I mean, I was never in no Nick versus McNabb debates. I feel like the debates really came up like when Jalen Hurts came. You know what I mean? Like
no. So as soon as Nick Foles won a Super Bowl, I said he was the greatest Eagles quarterback of all time. He's the first one to win the bowl.
I was never in a debate. I wasn't YouTubing then. I was never in a debate or in a space where I was discussing that. I just took my ring and enjoyed it.
But to your point though, me personally, I've always had a strained perception or relationship with the Donovan McNabb era because I just felt like there's no way you make it to 4 or 5 NFC championships, you only win one of them. Like that, and like that doesn't that doesn't make me feel good about your legacy ultimately. Right? It doesn't. Right? Jalen Hurts has an opportunity to go to 2 NFC championships, wins both of them, goes to a Super Bowl, or 2 of them rather, wins one, loses one in his first 5 years as a starter. That's a big deal. Now, granted, the personnel McNabb was dealing with on offense doesn't even compare. It pales in comparison to what Jalen Hurts has been blessed with, right? So I want to make sure I give McNabb a fair shake in this thing because McNabb was not playing with any wide receivers that we really respect. No disrespect, but we don't respect them like that, right? Freddie Mitchell, Ty Pinkston, James Thrash. Like, come on, for real.
He's so nice with it, but it's
and I mean, he had Terrell Owens for a year and a quarter, something like that. So, I just the one thing I will say about Donovan McNabb that, in my opinion, harmed him is his ego.
Sitting up in the huddle?
That part, right? His ego and inability to let his guys be the guy, right? Because Terrell Owens gave you your best season we've ever seen. And vice versa. It was a marriage, right? But for some reason, McNabb struggled with his ego throughout his time as the franchise quarterback. Whereas on Jalen Hurts, we don't see that. Jalen Hurts never got in the way of the money. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people ego stopped them from winning. And I feel like there was times where McNabb's ego got in the way of the Philadelphia Eagles winning the big games. But it's funny. The Nick Foles part of it though is so interesting because he's the guy that did it, and a lot of people look at Foles with a higher regard than McNabb. But it's hard for me to dismiss as much as I have a problem with McNabb's career. It's hard for me to dismiss what he did for the organization, setting a precedent of winning and keeping us relevant.
Well said, Tom. Well said. But Tom, you be having me weak because no disrespect, but there's nobody we respected. No disrespect, but we didn't respect y'all.
It's the truth. He was throwing the James Thrash, bro.
It's just the way you be packaging it, like real nice.
If McNabb was him, now he was a franchise quarterback for a period of time. If McNabb was him, he would be in the Hall of Fame. McNabb is not in the Hall of Fame for a reason.
The Eagles Hall of Fame, but not the Hall of Fame.
He's not in Canton for a reason. Steve McNair is going to the Hall of Fame, but didn't he make it? He made it after death. I think he came up with a nomination this year. I think Steve McNair going to the Hall of Fame.
Okay. But the bottom line is, right? The conversation, it started with Jalen Hurts being back in the lab, right? And then we got to the Fangio part of it. But I think the overall sentiment that we're really getting at is Jalen Hurts has set a precedent with not only winning, but also his work ethic and his commitment to getting better. Right? Mm-hmm. Everybody know the Jalen Hurts story. So when his guys, especially the young guys, right? The young guys that's learning under Vic Fangio, the Cooper Dejeans, the Quinyon Mitchells, the Jalen Hunts, right? The Jalen Carters, Jordan Davis. When your quarterback is setting a precedent of work ethic, setting a precedent of showing up to work every day, setting a precedent of not having ego, that permeates through the roster, that permeates through the coaching staff. And Fangio setting the precedent of we will not be denied. We will not slack off. We will not leave any stone unturned. We are going to dedicate ourselves to greatness. We are going to dedicate ourselves to our craft. And if you're not cutting it, I will sit your ass down. I don't care how much you're getting paid. So there's a precedent here of no ego and a precedent of no one's greater than the team. No paycheck is greater than the outcome of the team.
Nobody greater.
Right. Actually, I'm calling this right now. Him and the wide receivers will get together in the summer. You're going to see him, AJ, Smitty. They'll get together in the summer. I don't know what we're going to do with Dotson, but you're going to see them dudes get together in the summer.
Dotson made some money for himself, too, if they decide to trade him. In that Super Bowl.
Y'all think he getting traded?
No, I don't. If you had to ask me today, I'll say no.
I hope not. No. I like that.
I like him because, listen, he's a cheap third option. He's on the rookie deal. He's going to be entering this was year 3 for him that just ended. He's entering year 4 of his rookie deal. And then they also decided they want to pick up the 5th year option. I think if anything, they'll probably decide to trade him post
During the
this
5th year option.
Yeah, if anything. But regardless, though, the precedent has been set. Jalen Hurts, playoffs every single year, 2 NFC Championship wins, 1-1 in the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl in his first 5 years as a starter. I mean, what more can you ask for from this brother? You really can't ask for. As a matter of fact, this was his 4th year starting technically. So a Super Bowl in the first 4 years starting, playoffs, NFC Championship win, playoffs, Super Bowl win. It don't get no better than that, man. It really doesn't.